Hi everybody, welcome back to Recruitment Uncensored with me as normal, Kate. You're probably sick of looking at me and seeing me by now. But I have got a great guest on with me today. I've got Rob Garner. Say hi to everybody, Rob.
Hey everyone.
I really struggle to say your company name and all the posts I've done about it. I'm laughing at myself because I can't get the word
Really, that I wish you kind of brought
abstraction
this up earlier on, but
down.
I'll take it off you then. But it's a company called Abstraction Labs.
You said it
Uh,
right, yeah.
so yeah, the idea of abstraction, it's like a kind of a programming kind of design pattern. It's about kind of taking the complexity away from something and kind of hiding it away. So that was the idea behind it.
Oh, I like it. It's just my shit pronunciation skills essentially.
I wish
So,
I'd let you do
but
it now, just to kind of just to
I
see
have
you
to really
embarrassed.
think
But
about it to do it. But we are going to have a very sexy conversation today, aren't we, Rob, about
it's going to be
website
amazing. Yeah,
integrations.
I know it's up
Now,
there. It's going to blow your mind.
well, it is probably going to blow my mind because I am not a massively techie person. It's not that I'm against it. I'm just, we were talking off air about like being a bit naive with some of the stuff that is me. So, newsflash, I only used ChatGPT for the first time 2 weeks ago.
Oh man. Oh, I've been using it for ages now. Get into that.
I
Try Gemini
know,
Advanced as well. Give that one a go.
I
Face them
know.
off against each other. Do like a chat GPT
What
Gemini
was that one?
Advanced face
Gemini
off.
what?
Gemini Advanced. So chat GPT is kind of Microsoft's version. That's the one they invested heavily in. And then Google has Gemini Advanced. So that's their
Hmm.
answer to chat GPT. But they use kind of different language models, and Gemini Advanced is looking pretty good at the moment. So you can try like a free version or you can pay for it. But yeah, give it a go, see what you think as well.
Well, I'm a Google girl. I've got an Android phone. Everyone will hate me for it, but I will
Same.
be looking into that. There we go. I've already got one takeaway, and we've
There
not
you
even
go.
been live for three
Try
minutes. So
Gemini.
there we go. But we're going to, I've got my pen and paper ready because I know I'm going to learn a lot from this. But for all of you agency owners out there, managers, even consultants, this is relevant to you as well. We're going to be talking about how website integrations can massively increase the sales that come into your agency. Whether you're a small agency or a larger setup, this is going to be relevant. So let's get cracking because I know in particular, one of the questions I'm going to ask you is probably going to give a pretty meaty answer for everybody.
Oh, it's gonna be
So,
cheap.
for all the people like myself out there who are not as knowledgeable as you on websites and tech and all of these things, I thought it'd be good to start with this. What are website integrations?
Yeah, so I think it's a really good place to start anyway. It's a good question. I think you need to start with something like that. And there's so many conversations that I have with recruitment agency owners, recruitment marketers, and we start that discussion about their new recruitment website. And I will bring up at some point, kind of early on, what about website integrations? And so many people are, I guess they just don't know what's available, like what's in the marketplace. Like I've got my
Yeah.
website, there you go. I put my website up into the internet and then I'll just leave it there and it's fine, it'll take care of itself. But there's so many things that you can kind of plug into your website that are going to make your job and your consultants' jobs like so much easier, so much more productive. It's going to save you time. We've got all these automations. Everyone's kind of talking about automations and stuff. So they're essentially kind of things you can plug in and automate, I guess, some of your processes. It's a kind of a way or a tool or a feature that you can plug some of your recruitment technology into your recruitment website application. And these things will just seamlessly connect together through a little bit of magic, for a little bit of coding, through a WordPress plugin or through like a software developer, web developer that can kind of abstract away all that complexity for you. So
Mm.
they're basically tools, tech that you can just integrate into your website. That's how I'd kind of condense it down.
And I had Holly Langley on with me probably about 2 episodes ago
Oh,
now.
I love her. She's brilliant. Yeah, she probably knows way more actually about all of this than I do. But
Well, she was talking about how, integrating everything is so much easier and it's less disjointed in regards to data.
yeah,
It's so much easier and GDPR and all of that. So, that makes much better sense now because I wasn't too clued up on website integrations, but that makes sense. If you're watching live, put any questions as we go along in the comments for Rob. If we don't answer them live, we'll come back to them after, because there may be things that come up that you think, oh, I'm not too sure on that. I need to know more. This is why we're live. This is why we're here. So definitely put them in the comments. I'll keep an eye on them as we go along. But let's get to the juicy question then, or should we call it the sexy question? Because we said this is going to be a sexy conversation today, didn't we? What is it that you can integrate into your website? And I know you were keen to cover off the benefits with these as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try and combine them and then do them separately as well, I guess. But I mean, the things that you can integrate with your website, there is an absolute ton of tools, and most of the tools that you're using on a regular basis. So I mean, I guess one of the easiest and one of the biggest and one of the ones that most recruitment agency owners kind of look for is the CRM. It's your, it's your CRM, it's your kind of ATS. So, it doesn't matter if you're using, there's like 100 kind of CRMs out there, but if you're using kind of Bullhorn or ePloy, eRecruit, Mercury, Loxo, Vincere, Greenhouse, Profile, Pinpoint, I don't know, Salesforce, JobAdder. There's so many, and I'll probably get in trouble for kind of missing some of those out. But you can integrate all of these into your recruitment website. And I guess there's kind of a depth. There's kind of a layer that you can kind of do as well. So you can have like a one-way integration. So that's sending data either from your website to your CRM, or you can send information from your CRM to your website. Or you can do a two-way integration. So you're sending data between both of them. So they're talking to both of them, really. So I guess an example would be, so one of the consultants takes on a new role. They upload that role onto the CRM. So you've got the live vacancy on your CRM. Now, if you've got your website integrated with your CRM, that vacancy is automatically going to be posted onto your website. So that's saving your consultant or
so much time.
Your office manager, 5 minutes, whatever it may be. If they're bringing in 5 vacancies a week, that saved them half an hour already, having to kind of retype all that information. So you've got 30 minutes there.
So many people hate doing that whole, I got to type it out again. And
you just copy and paste it over. It's just time consuming. There's no need to be doing that. And the same as well. So now you've got that vacancy live on your website. What about the applications? So traditionally, the applications might just go directly into your inbox. They might get sent as an email with a little kind of CV attached and stuff like that. And then you've got to take all of that information. And I used to work in recruitment, and you kind of have to copy and paste that all over into the CRM. You mess up the mobile number, and then you've got a candidate on there with an invalid mobile number. And someone phones them up because they've got a juicy job in 3 months and they can't get hold of them because it's missing a digit. With the integration, it will go directly into your CRM, and you can use like a CV parser like Daxtra, Text Kernel. There's more out there, but there's 2 big options for you to look into, and that will kind of pass all the information from the CV directly into your CRM. So it's kind of saving you an absolute kind of ton of time there as well, really. What else you've got social media platforms. So most agencies these days, you can have at the very least, you can have your LinkedIn company profile, but you're probably gonna have your Facebook, you can have your Instagram, you can have your TikTok, you're gonna have your X if you're still on X as well. So people can kind of click through from your website, check out your content on your YouTube channel or wherever it may be.
Which you want. That's really useful, that is.
People are getting an insight into your company. They can see your culture. They can see this, kind of things you're putting out there as well. Or if you've got a blog post you put up there or a job post, you can kind of put little kind of share this buttons at the bottom of that. And if they really like your kind of your content, you can kind of just they can just kind of share this and kind of put that up there. My battery's running low actually. I need to plug this in for 2 seconds.
Do you want to plug it in?
Yeah, sorry about that.
I don't want you disappearing. I'll have to run the. This will be useless on my own.
But
like,
yes,
get a website, do some integration.
I know. Yeah, plug your power, integrate your power supply into your website. And you can also, when you're kind of like creating jobs on your website, you can integrate the social media channels as well. So when you upload that job onto your website, it can then create like an actual post on LinkedIn saying, look, I've got this new job. we see it makes sense to share these jobs on there. You're not going to get that many likes or that much engagement, but you need to kind of push out there, in my opinion, anyway. So that's a good option as well. LinkedIn, absolutely huge. There's so much you can kind of do with LinkedIn when it comes to kind of integration. So you can have the sign in with LinkedIn option. So look that up. So that essentially allows candidates to kind of sign into your website. So maybe there's like a candidate registration page. They can sign in using the information from their LinkedIn profile, or they could pre-populate fields on the application form with their information from LinkedIn. So you can kind of do that. It's like the old apply with LinkedIn. That's been deprecated now, but you can kind of still hack it and kind of use the sign in with LinkedIn to kind of do that stuff, really. What else? You also have LinkedIn jobs. So you can integrate LinkedIn jobs for your website. So all the jobs that you put into LinkedIn, so you know your job slots that you pay for. If you don't have your own jobs page on your website, or if your CRM hasn't given you kind of a live job page that you can kind of use for your website, that kind of, you know, sometimes I think like Job Adder have one where it kind of directs you away onto their kind of domain, and it has all your jobs kind of listed there. If you don't have that option, you can use LinkedIn jobs, and you can do an integration between your website and LinkedIn jobs, and all your live jobs on LinkedIn will be kind of posted on your website. It's an option. It's there. I'd always push to have your own kind of jobs page on your website, on your own domain, because you're going to get better traffic. Yeah, it looks better. It looks more professional. You get more kind of SEO from that kind of stuff as well. What else? You also got kind of the LinkedIn ad campaign tracking. So I don't see many kind of recruitment agencies using, I guess, kind of LinkedIn display ads, but when you're on LinkedIn, you can kind of see those little display ads on the sides. That's an option. There's various kind of models you can pay for. You can do like cost per click, I think, or cost per lead, or cost per CPM, which is like cost per 1,000. And you can have kind of display advertising there. You know, it's not someone directly applying to a job, but it's general kind of branding. And if anyone clicks on one of those ads and goes to your website, it's directly through your website, you can then put a little kind of tracking cookie on them, basically, and kind of see the pages they go onto your website and see what they can kind of click. And you can combine that with Google Analytics 4 and Google Tag Manager. And if they kind of submit a form, you can see that ad has generated a form submission and stuff like that, really. So that's a really good kind of option as well, really. What else is there? The share this button, LinkedIn share this button, LinkedIn Learning. LinkedIn Learning,
there's so much on LinkedIn, isn't there?
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, it's huge. So if you've got like Premium or Sales Navigator, all that kind of stuff, you should have access to sales to LinkedIn training. Maybe probably more one for you, to be honest, Kate. But yeah, if you're a recruitment trainer, you can integrate LinkedIn training with your recruitment website, or recruitment training website even, and then kind of see the benefits of that. So you can kind of show the kind of content that you've uploaded onto LinkedIn training on there, whatever it may be, or kind of make other suggestions or things like that, really. So
yeah,
there's so much to go into there. But yeah, that's another kind of option as well. What else? A multi-poster, job multi-poster. So if you've got Broadbean or eQuest, Idaboo, JobMate, is it Logic Melon as well?
Yeah.
So if you're uploading your jobs onto those, they're obviously pushing to like LinkedIn or Total Jobs or Reed or whatever it may be. But one of those options can be your website as well. So you can just kind of click your website and then it automatically uploads that job onto your website. So that's, yeah, as we kind of said, saving you a ton of time as well. Telecoms. So telecom stuff. So you've got loads of people talking about like chatbots, virtual chat, WhatsApp business. So you can get like a WhatsApp business number.
Yeah, I was thinking about this for mine actually, because I've got WhatsApp business and I use it a lot. Did not know you could integrate it with your website, I'll be honest.
Yes, you can have a little widget just in the bottom in the corner, and it kind of sits on every single page. And then if I'm on your website, if I'm a candidate, I'm like, oh, do you know what?
Just writing that one down.
Yeah, I've seen they kind of recruit for like .NET developers. I can't see anything that's quite right for me at the moment. I wonder if they've got any jobs, any kind of like .NET, kind of senior .NET developer jobs. I'll, you know, jump into the WhatsApp chat thing. That will go through to one of the kind of nominate, like whoever has that number on their telephone. If you've got like a dual SIM kind of telephone, a dual SIM Android Google telephone, That will just kind of pop up in your other kind of WhatsApp widget, and you can directly talk to that candidate straight away, live chat. They're on your
So
website,
good.
you're on your phone. Yeah.
Did
So
not
that's a really good
realise
one as
that.
well.
What about,
Messages.
what something came to mind then, so I know I'm interrupting your flow. Can you integrate YouTube onto your website?
Yes, you can have so probably a ton of stuff you could do. So you could obviously just, I mean, the most basic kind of integration is the having like an iframe. So you know when you see just a YouTube video on a website,
Yeah,
that's essentially an integration. It's called an iframe. So it's you embedding a bit of code, or like the Google Maps that you see. That's essentially an
yeah,
integration. If you embed in an iframe, it's called an iframe, like a little kind of box, a little frame, and then you then have that on your website. So that's kind of one of the
yeah.
options. Or
I was just
yeah,
thinking, obviously for me, but I know even some agencies have got their own channel or consultants, to have video so powerful, isn't it? To have something like
yeah,
that on your website is going to work really. Or you might put your testimonials on the channel, for example, if you've got video
video
testimonials.
testimonials.
So
Yeah, no one does video testimonials. I'd love to see video
I do.
testimonials more. Yeah, there you go. See, video testimonials. I think they're actually, it's great to have testimonials and case studies there, but video testimonials, people love video. People are all over kind of short form video on TikTok and stuff like that. Show me like a little montage. Show me like a 30-second clip of a bunch of hiring managers talking about how good you are. Like, I'd love to see that. That's going to get instant buy-in for
So
me.
honestly, I mention it to all the consultants I train, and they do. I don't know what it is about it. They just get put off, but it is so powerful for winning business. We're talking about increasing the sales in your agency. You can't beat a video on a website,
Yeah.
can you?
Ask people. Like the worst thing they can do is say no. The worst thing they're going to say is, even if they hate you, the worst thing they'd say is, "Oh, do you know what? I'm just not great on video," or I've look at me, I've got an ugly face. Like I'd probably just be like, "Oh, do you know what? I'm not great on video." That's the worst they're going to say. The best they're going to say is like, "Yeah, I'd love to. I'll take 30 seconds," and then that's going to win you some business. That's going to bring in a placement or a vacancy or whatever it may be. But yeah,
So what what you've mentioned so far? There's obviously tons of stuff that we can integrate on the website, and I know we're relating this to increasing sales in the agency. Can't speak today.
Hmm.
How have you seen integrating the right tech into the website? How have you seen that boost the agencies that you've worked with sales, basically? Like what have been the benefits of it?
Yeah, so you're going to need to have like a data team or a recruitment marketer to really kind of drill into the data to provide the real. I mean, I'd always go, look, I want to see hard data. I want to see a correlation between
Hmm.
this and this. Like, I need to see that, and you're going to need to have like a dedicated person, a marketeer in the company to take this data and kind of
Track
show
it.
you that. But yeah, you're going to get I guess with the WhatsApp messenger thing, you're going to get increased engagement. So, candidates and clients are going to chat.
It's
Everyone's
easy for
talking
them to
about,
do, isn't it?
yeah, it's easy. People want to kind of like, maybe they don't want to speak on the telephone. A lot of people don't want to talk on the telephone that much anymore. A lot of recruitment consultants don't want to talk on the telephone that more. Candidates don't want to do the same thing. They prefer just kind of, they don't want the, like emails long. I send you an email, I might hear back in 5 minutes or in 2 days.
It's quite formal as well, an email, isn't it?
Yeah, a live chat thing, it's very easy. You can just jump into it. I'm going to get that instant gratification, that instant response from someone, and they're going to be able to answer my question instantly. That's brilliant. You're going to get really good engagement from candidates and clients, and hopefully kind of convert one of those really. So it's all about, I guess these integrations are, yeah, it's going to be saving you time, efficiency, productivity, increasing visitor engagement, increasing the website experience, making your clients happier, making potential clients happier, and just kind of converting them when they're on your website. That's the key thing. Anyone that visits your website, you want to convert them, you want to engage them and then convert them and get them to take a positive action. Hit that submit button on the contact form, their
Yeah.
details, send over a job spec, send over a CV. That's what all of these things are aimed to do.
Okay. Well, that brings me to my next question, because I know we've talked about the benefits, what you can integrate. I know you alluded then to having somebody like a marketeer or somebody, but how can you integrate these tools within the website? Maybe if you don't have, because some agencies, I'm sure you work with some like this, where they're
Oh,
quite
yeah,
small, aren't they? So the
yeah.
director. could be doing all of this? Like, how can you integrate these tools effectively?
So yeah, I say it's going to depend on the platform you're on. What I traditionally find is you have smaller agencies are going to be on like a template builder. So you're probably going to be on, if you're going for, and I've got nothing against these things. If you're going for a recruitment template builder, don't go for anything expensive. Like I'd say Wix, Squarespace, GoDaddy, great options. They put
Yeah,
together really
I
good
like
websites.
Squarespace actually.
Yeah, really good websites, really good stats. They're really good value. They're like 20, 30 pounds a month. Go for one of those. Absolutely amazing. You're getting an SSL certificate. You're getting your hosting for that. That's amazing. So if you're on that platform, there's probably going to be kind of like little widgets in the marketplace or little plugins you can add. So when it comes to like your CRM, have a chat to the guys over there. There might be an API. You might be able to do it if you've got one of those kind of websites, but have a chat to them and see what they kind of recommend. Or Google it. I say Google these things. If you don't know, Google it, look up a YouTube video, things like that. If you've got WordPress website, there's probably like a little kind of WordPress plugin that you can use. So go to the WordPress marketplace and look for a plugin for your particular CRM or for the tool that you want to integrate, and see if there's a little plugin. If the plugin's there, you can just kind of install that plugin yourself. It's not hard to do. Look up how to install a plugin or how to install that specific plugin on
You
YouTube.
mentioned YouTube there. You can literally find a video for anything
Oh, yeah.
on YouTube, can't you?
If I'm stuck on anything, like when I'm developing a website, if I'm coding something, I'll Google it because I know the answers on
Fixed my
Google.
boiler through a YouTube video before.
There you go.
If I
There
can
you
do
go.
it.
You're a braver woman than me. I wouldn't go near it. I just pay some. They come around and just charge you £500 for like half an hour's worth of work. But yeah.
Yeah,
And some
no,
things are
so
really easy to do. There's like so if you want to like integrate Google Analytics 4, I'd always recommend that. Google Analytics 4 and Google Tag Manager. That shows you the amount of traffic you're getting for your website, where's the traffic coming from, who the traffic is, what pages they're visiting. That's a line of
yeah,
code. And you can put it into on your website. If you've got access to it, there's an index.html file. You can just copy and paste the little code that it gives you, put it into your index file, and then redeploy your website, and then it's there. That's a really quick, easy integration that you can do yourself. Sometimes you might need like a developer, in all fairness, to kind of do some of these things. So, you might have to reach out to, a WordPress developer or, a software kind of web developer like myself.
they could reach out to you.
Yeah, in all fairness, yeah. If you're like struggling, even if you're not a client of mine, like I'm always happy to have like a 5-minute, 10-minute chat. I was on a podcast a while ago. Someone was having trouble with their website. They were going to buy a Squarespace website, I think, and she was worried about the price that was coming out to and stuff like that because she was signed up to a 2-year contract. I talked to her through it with a chat. I didn't get any business from it, but yeah, maybe a few years down the line she comes back to me. But I'm always happy to have a 10-minute chat, and I'll talk you through it. It's not a big deal for me. Like I like talking to people. I'm sitting here by myself most of the time anyway with my dog Bear, so it's nice to have some like social interaction, especially for a developer like me. So yeah.
I think as well, the point is that some people could do it themselves, but a lot of people, we were talking before we went live, weren't we, about when you're running a small business on your own or you've got limited staff members and you're spinning all these plates, sometimes you probably could do it yourself in terms of ability, but it's like, I haven't got time for this. Like, I need someone else to go and do it. So how you can integrate, obviously you've said there's all these ways you can do it yourself, but actually one of the hows is actually find someone else that
Yeah.
you want to do it for you, really, isn't it? Because if we're talking about increasing sales in the agency and freeing up more time, again, it depends on your size, but sometimes it is outsourcing this stuff, isn't it? Because it's just
Yeah.
never ending when you're
If,
running a
if you've
small
got 10
business.
consultants, you've got 100 consultants, whatever it may be, then it's obviously going to be worth your time outsourcing this. Like if you're, I mean, you know how much your time is. If you're, a managing director of an agency, your time is 100, 200, 500 pounds an hour. That's how much your time is. And it makes sense to outsource that to a developer because they're going to be charging you £50 an hour, and they're going to do it a lot quicker than you could possibly do it as well. So you're saving time and money
And
there.
maybe probably better in some
Yeah,
respects as well,
definitely
isn't
better.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one of the things you said earlier that I thought, we were thinking about like the increase in the sales. As a trainer, when I'm going into agencies, one of the things I see a lot with the consultants is when when the CRM is not integrated into the website, this disjointed behavior, I suppose, between, candidate applications and getting them on the CRM, and it does my bloody head in because I'm an admin freak.
Yeah.
But you're missing candidates.
Yeah.
People aren't being added onto the system, or
Not
like you
being
say,
tagged. Not being
details are
tagged
going on
properly.
incorrectly.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah, that used to annoy me as well. Like people just adding like half a candidate on there because you're in a rush. Like, don't
Oh,
do that
don't. It
because
makes me want to cry.
it's going to affect your future billings, and it's going to affect the company's future billings and your teammates' future billings. And tag the candidate properly. Like
Oh.
if they do .NET or if they do C#, tag them up, because when you're searching for that candidate in 2 years' time, you've got a list there. Tag out properly. Yeah.
I was such a I was so sad. I used to love going through like lapsed candidates, checking if they were still looking, but tagging them, making sure the info was filled in because previous consultants
You
hadn't done
sound like an
it.
amazing
Like I used to
colleague.
get an actual kick out of it.
That is a bit
So
sad. I would have loved you as a
it is a bit
colleague, but that
sad.
is because I would have cussed you for that as well.
Yeah, a bit sad. But if it was integrated, because we didn't have
Yeah.
that integrated with the CRM where I used to work, so it would have saved everyone time. Before I come back to you for a top tip though, Rob, I'm going to do a bit of a run through of the next guest, the next show. So I always have to look down for this because I always forget the date and time, and people have to remind me. So the next show is the 17th of April, going live at exactly the same time of 12:30. Now, I am super excited for this episode because it's about 360 recruitment. And I know this creates a lot of talking points and different opinions. So I am looking forward to this one. So I've got Charlotte Smith on with me. She is a recruitment director. She works at Trilogy International. Some of you might have seen her on social media. So she's got a big brilliant Instagram page. Go and follow her if you don't already. All things recruitment. She is on Instagram. I love her. I love her content. I love her outlook and mindset on things. So she's coming on and she's going to be talking all about how to make a success of being a 360 recruiter. She's amazing at what she does, worked in talent, people, development within agencies. So it's going to be an amazing episode. So once that goes live, hit the attend button and join us. And that's the 17th of April at 12:30. Right, I'm going to come back to you, Rob, for a top tip. So it's a pretty straightforward one based on what we've spoken about, but tell me a bit more about it. Why is this your top tip?
Yeah, I know. Look at it now. I don't know how top it is, but yeah, like these things are. Do you know what? Like, they're on your to-do list. It's gonna save you money. It's gonna save you money. It's gonna make you more productive. It's gonna make you more efficient, and your consultants, all of those things as well. Like these things, honestly, trust me, will make you money. You're gonna invest a bit of time in it, or you're gonna outsource it, but it's gonna make you money. Like it's easier than you think it is. In your head, you're making this way harder. You think it's super technical. It's not. I used to work in recruitment. I used to work in sales. If I can do these things now, anyone could do these things. Like it's not a huge jump. So look into the tech that you use. Look at, can you integrate these things with your website? You probably can. And look up, how you can do that. If you can do it yourself, great. If you can outsource it, not. And talk to some of the experts out there. And talk to myself. Talk to like Holly Langley that you mentioned and stuff like that. He does a lot in kind of automations and whatever it may be. But like do these things, integrate it. Now it's for your own benefit.
Yeah, and I think what you've alluded to, well, what you touched on there, if you decide to do it yourself, it is an investment of your time. Don't see it as a cost of your time. I don't know if I've worded that right. It's an investment. If you decide to outsource it, don't see it as a cost to the business. Again, it's an investment because it brings a return. Like it does. So, and you've seen it yourself. I've seen it with agencies as well. It makes such a difference getting that bit right. So yeah, see it as that investment basically. What I would encourage you all to do is reach out to Rob. If you go on the LinkedIn events, he's on there, so you can connect with him. Check your comments and all questions. If you watch this back, stream it. If you're watching it on YouTube, check your questions in because I can tag Rob in it anyway. But yeah, don't be afraid to reach out. If this is something that you're still finding overwhelming after this chat today, don't reach out to me because I haven't got a fucking clue about it. You need to go and reach out to just reach out to Rob. what I would say to do as well, Rob, when we go off live, do you mind me
Yeah.
checking your website address in the comments? People can just reach out to you that way as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'm going to do a little blog post as well to support this. So there'll be more information in there of
Amazing.
the types of integration you can do. There'd be all the kind of different companies that work in those spaces and stuff like that, really. And
Yeah,
but yeah, that will give you a comprehensive list of all the integrations that you should be able to kind of integrate with your website.
amazing. That'd be really helpful. Right, we've come to the end. We're already at 1 o'clock. So to everyone watching live, thank you so much. If you're streaming it, like I said, come back with your comments and questions. Thank you, Rob, for coming on today. Really enjoyed having you on, and I will get you back on at some point as well. But we are going to
Awesome.
shoot. Hope you all have a good afternoon.